Hello Standard 10th. Welcome to the digital class. Today we are going to study history. Lesson number 5, mass media and history. Students, we all know mass media is so important. It's a way of communication. Today, only because of mass media, we come to know what is going on in the whole world. So today let us study this mass media in detail. In mass media and history, we are going to study introduction to mass media, history of mass media, which is very important. Why do we need mass media? That is all very important. Then the fourth point is critical understanding of the information received through mass media and professional opportunities. See, every lesson in history is giving us some professional opportunities. So let's see what mass media has. So let's begin. Introduction to the mass media. Mass media contains of two words, mass. In this context means an aggregation of people. Now mass means what, students? In a simple word, mass means large number of people. So mass media, the main word is mass, where they have to reach the larger number of people. Media means various modes of communication. Thus, mass media is a field of mass communication. We can easily send information to faraway destination through a medium of communication. So today we are having internet as a very powerful media where we can reach the mass, where all the information can be transferred from one place to another. But this is all about today, internet. But what about olden times? In olden days, a crier would run in the street beating drums and crying out important news according to the order of the king. And in Marathi we call it as Davandi Pitne. So they used to take drums and shout the message standing in a common place where people can hear them. So these are the pictures where they are taking drums and shouting the message. So this was in the very ancient period. Now, history of mass media. So very important is newspaper in the mass media. Printing technology and newspapers were introduced in India after the arrival of Britishers. Britishers brought all this technology in India. People started receiving printed news through newspapers. Newspaper became the first mass medium of circulating information and knowledge among the people. Newspaper is a publication which mainly prints news, editorials, people's opinion, entertaining and other supplementary content. It is printed and distributed regularly at a definite time. The newspapers are printed at only one time in a day, and we receive the newspapers early in the morning. Newspapers provide various local, national and international news. Newspapers are historical documents which record current event, and every newspaper is preserved very well because it is also an important historical document. See, so many newspapers we have in India. So, precursor of newspaper. Precursor means what was there before the invention of the newspaper. Let us see. on page number 32. You can take your textbooks, students, in your hand. Before the beginning of the Common Era, there was a custom in Egypt of placing inscription with royal decrees at public places. Decrees means the official order that has to be a law, which can become a law. It was inscribed on a stone and it was been placed. Okay, so this is the royal decrees or the inscription. Then during the Emperor Ashoka period, Ashoka also resorted to similar method to reach out to his subjects. So even he used to write on the piece of it was been carved, the messages were carved on the stone and placed. In the Roman Empire, royal decrees were written on paper and those were distributed all over the regions. They also contained the information of various events taking place in the nation and its capital. During Julius Caesar's reign, that is his period, newspaper known as Acta Diurna, meaning act of every day. So newspaper has daily news, right? So that the name of that newspaper was Acta Diurna. It was used to be placed at public places in Rome. It was very effective way of conveying royal commands to people. In the 7th century CE, that is Common Era, royal dictates were distributed among the people at public places. In England, handouts used to be distributed occasionally, giving information about the war or important events. Travelers arriving from far away would add spice to stories from those places and narrate it to the local people. The ambassadors of a king posted at various places would send back important news to the royal court. So this was the way of conveying messages to the people in the ancient time. See the pictures on the screen, students. Now let us speak about ancient Indian newspapers. So we are going to talk about our Indian newspapers. So our first newspaper, the first English newspaper of India, was printed on 29th January 1780 and it was known as Bengal Gazette. It was named as Calcutta General Advisor also, or Bengal Gazette. It was started by James Augustus Hickey. You can see on the screen there, the newspaper cutting is there, and on that it is written Hickey's Bengal Gazette. So he is the one who started the newspaper, James Augustus Hickey. He was an Irish gentleman. So next Indian newspaper is Darpan. The newspaper Darpan was started in 1832 in Mumbai, and Bal Shastri Jambhekar was the editor of Darpan. So he was the editor, the director of the newspaper Darpan. And students, he was the first editor of a Marathi newspaper, and his birth date is 6th January, and it is observed as in Maharashtra it is observed as Patrakar Din, the journalist day. Bal Shastri Jambhekar. Now next we have is the Prabhakar. Now this Prabhakar also is one of the very ancient newspaper. This newspaper was started by Bhau Mahajan. The history of French Revolution and Shatpatre. Shatpatre means 100 letters were written by Lokhitavadi. Lok Hitavadi means who? Gopal Hari Deshmukh. And what was all about that letters? It aimed at creating social awareness, were published in this newspaper. So Prabhakar was very famous for publishing Lok Hitavadi's 100 letters, and which spread the social awareness. Now next newspaper is Jnanoday or Jnan Prakash. Now this, what speciality is there about this? That Jnanoday printed the map of Asia in 1842 and the map of Europe in 1851. So it was the first one to print a map in the newspaper. The honor of printing an illustration in an Indian newspaper for the first time goes to Jnanoday. The news of installation of the telegram. See students, on the screen, this is the telegram machine or telegraph machine used for electrically transmitting a news can be seen in Jnanoday. So the first news of installation of this telegraph was also printed in the Jnanoday. The news of starting the railway in India was also printed in Jnanoday under the title Chakya Masoba, meaning Masoba with wheels. Masoba means it's an avatar of Shankar, Shiv Shankar. It was also printed the news of Indian War of Independence of 1857. Newspapers in those times were very important medium of creating social awareness. A newspaper named Indu Prakash supported widow remarriage in a big way. So that time the newspapers were spreading awareness, were boosting people. So Deenbandhu, a newspaper representing the masses of Indian society, that is Bahujan Samaj, was started by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, an associate, was started by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule's close associates, that is companion Krishna Rao Bhalekar. We get to know about these issues related to the masses through this newspaper. So Deenbandhu was very important. Then because it supported the Bahujan Samaj, it portrayed all the pictures of the sufferings of the Bahujan Samaj. The next important is Kesari and Maratha. Now these two newspapers are very important. They are very indicative as an important stage in the history of Indian newspapers before independence. Kesari and Maratha. Then you can see on the screen there are more: Harijan, Young India, National. Okay. So who is the editor or who started these papers? Newspapers are Gopal Ganesh Agarkar and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. They started these newspapers in 1881. They spoke about social and political issues of that period. Kesari began to publish articles about nationwide situations, books in the native languages and politics in England. In 21st century, newspapers have continued to fulfill an important role. It was acknowledged the fourth column of democracy. So it gave more importance to democracy. So today also we get this Kesari newspaper. The next important medium of communication is magazines and journals. Students, you all know magazines. You must be reading it also. So magazines, these are all the magazines of today. But you know which was the first magazine that was printed? And what are magazines? Magazines are the periodical publication Okay, and periodical, they magazines are not printed daily like newspapers. They are weekly or bi-weekly. Bi-weekly means twice in a week. Monthly, there are few magazines which comes once in a week, or bi-monthly, that is twice in a week. There are some magazines which come quarterly, four times in a month, or sixth monthly. In a year only two times that magazine is printed, or an annual magazine is also there where once in a year that is printed. Okay, there may be some chronicles which are published at no fixed time. There are some chronicles. Chronicles means what, students? An historical account of facts and events arranged in chronicle order, which gives information about the past event, and that too in the chronological order. So chronicles are also published. Now, the very first Marathi magazine was printed by Balashastri Jambhekar. Okay, he is the one, Balashastri Jambhekar. And you know what is the name of that magazine? Digdarshan. Okay, so he is the one who started the first monthly magazine in Marathi. Then another magazine is Pragati, which is still there today also, which was started in 1929 and edited by Trambak Shankar Sejwalkar, and he wrote regularly in his historiographical journal of Maharashtra's history and social movement. Now next important and the latest one is electronic and digital journalism. These are the ultra modern periodicals form a part of electronic of digital journalism. Today we are used to only these mediums, mass mediums, right? So we are very well known with YouTube, then Twitter, Facebook, right, students? It's a best medium to convey the message or information to every part of the world. History is prime subject of interest for these periodicals as well. Many web news portals, social media, web channels, YouTube, etc. make historical content available to the audience or the readers. So we get all this on our mobile also. But before all these things, what was there? The first one was the radio. Yes. Indian Broadcasting Company, IBC, a private radio company, was the first one to broadcast daily programs. Later, the same company was taken over by British government and named as Indian State Broadcasting Service, ISBS, and on 9th June 1936 it was renamed as All India Radio, AIR, AIR. After independence, AIR became an integral part of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Initially, it broadcasted governmental programs and schemes. It was named as Akashvani. Today also, this Akashvani channel is still going on the radio. It was named as Akashvani on the suggestion of the famous poet Pandit Narendra Sharma. Akashvani broadcasted various entertainment, awareness creating and literacy programs. It was also broadcast special programs for farmers, workers, the youth and even women. Vivid Bharati program was broadcasted in 24 regional languages as well as 146 dialects. Dialects means local languages of Indian language. And now today we have so many radio channels, right? Radio Mirchi, FM Red, so many are there. Now the very important, the idiot box, television, right? The best mass media, the medium which will reach the mass very easily, which is the very famous one. Now television. Now look at the picture on the screen, students. I have posted all the TVs, that is from 1930s till today. How the technology improved. The first television 1930s, then how it became in 1940s and on. The Delhi Doordarshan Center was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first Indian president. Doordarshan's Mumbai Center began to telecast its program on 1st May 1972. Color television was introduced on 15th August 1982. In 1991, the Indian government granted permission to private national and international channels to telecast in India. Thus, it became possible for Indians to watch international events on television. But today we can see the news. Previously, in the ancient time, it was like they could only hear the news on radio or in the newspapers. But because of the because of the TV, that is television, we can see everything live now. Now this is all about television. Now, the very important question, why do we need mass media? We need mass media to facilitate free flow of information to all strata of the society. Every strata of the society must get the information what is going on in the whole world or the universe, we can say. Editorials, various columns and supplements are essential part of newspaper. Readers are also ensured of a platform to voice their opinions. Yes, students, people can give their opinion on any law or anything what happens in the world. Newspapers can help in making the democracy stronger. Television is an audio-visual medium. It was possible for this medium to cross the inherent limitations of newspapers and radio and show the actual visuals of an event to the people. On television we can see everything live too. So far there is no other alternative to television for watching an event as it actually happened. So television, these news channels gives us the exact information, give us the exact picture, the video of the event that has happened or the incident that has taken place anywhere in the whole world. So next we are going to study critical understanding of the information received through mass media. Now critical understanding means whether the information given by mass media is authentic or no. But this is also a big task for the media to get authentic reports, because they cannot post any fake news. Any information received through mass media needs to be reviewed critically, whether it is authentic or no. The news or information in the media may not always represent exact truth. Yeah, sometimes they have some limitation, or sometimes there are some news channels which gives, sometimes it happens, okay, just for the TRP, to rise their TRP. So for that they give fake news so that people will watch their channel more. Okay, one very ancient example they have given here. The news or the information in the media may not always represent exact truth. We need to scan it very carefully. There is a very famous event of unauthentic information appearing in print in Germany. In Germany something happened. Let's see what. Stern. Look at the screen, students. Stern, a German weekly magazine, had purchased a number of so-called handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Students, they say that one of this magazine named Stern, they got an handwritten diary of Adolf Hitler. It was sold to them to various publication companies. The diaries were verified for their authenticity, whether it is authentic or no. And subsequently the news appeared in the print. Means whatever it was written in the in that diary, they started printing. However, later those diaries were proved to be forged. Means it was a fake. It was unauthentic. It became apparent from this example that we need to be very careful about the information published by media. There is a very big team behind every channel working to get authentic report for the public. Now next we are going to study is about mass media and the professional opportunities. Now we all know newspaper is also important, right? Newspapers have to fulfill the task of providing fresh news to its readers. It is also necessary to unfold the background of every event in the news. They cannot print the news without a very this background, strong background. At such times, newspapers have to resort to history. While reporting news in detail, reporters try to compare it with the parallel events which happened in the past. Newspapers print columns about historical information appearing under headings such as 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Okay, such columns are based on the historical documents or written history. So they have to compare it. They have to study whether this really happened or no. They have to even print the proofs with the pictures in the newspapers. Newspapers occasionally publish supplements to the regular edition or special issues. For example, World War I commenced in 1914. Okay, it was there in 1914, and the year 2014 was marked as the 100th year of this event. In order to be able to publish in newspaper supplements or a special issue to commemorate the occasion, one need to review its history. So in the newspaper, all about history was also written. In 2017, 75 years were completed after the announcement of Quit India movement. On such occasion, newspapers highlighted the events through various articles, editorials, columns, like what happened in the history on this day and their reviews, etc. The knowledge of history is essential for writing such types. And this is the answer for 3.2. Then we have history is also essential in planning radio programs. Obviously, every planning needs a history. So, for example, Akashvani was Akashvani has preserved records of all the speeches delivered each year by the Prime Minister of India on 15 August. They have every record of their programs which are to be telecast. Akashvani invites historians as experts for discussions on various occasions such as the anniversaries of birth or death of national leaders, anniversaries of historical events, etc. So they call the experts or the historians to speak and give lectures about the contribution of the national leaders. Television channels also telecast programs based on history. We have so many channels which tells us all about history. Doordarshan and other television channels helps in creating interest in history among the people. And today we have a very special history channel also, where we get to know everything about history in detail. The mythological and historical serials like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bharat Ek Khoj and Raja Shiva Chhatrapati attract a very large audience. Now in lockdown also, all these serials were restarted and the people with interest watched all these things. While producing these types of program, maintaining accuracy with regards to the presentation of environment, outfits, weaponry, lifestyle, lingual expressions, etc. is very essential. One need to help a deep understanding of history of the concerned period. And we have the channels like Discovery Channel, National Geographic Channel, so many channels which gives us the treasure of the information about the treasure of history. Okay, have opened a rich treasure of global history for the audience. And there we have many serials about ancient monuments, forts, histories of empires, and also the history of the culinary art are watched by a large number of people. I hope students you all have understood this lesson. Now very important is Bharat Ek Khoj. This is also a very historical event or a historical program that goes on Doordarshan. Bharat Ek Khoj. Look at page number 37. Bharat Ek Khoj, a serial telecasted by Doordarshan, has a special place in history of Indian television serials. It was based on discovery of India. Every detail about India was there. And this book was written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And it was directed by Shyam Benegal, a very great director. This serial represented the history of India from the ancient to the modern period, throwing light on social, cultural and political history of respective periods. It effectively portrayed many aspects of Indian history like Harappa civilization, Vedic history, interpretation of Ramayana and Mahabharata and Mauryan period, then Turk-Afghan invention, Mughal period and contribution of Mughal emperors, Bhakti movement, then role of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, movements of social reforms and Indian struggle for independence. Roshan Seth, the actor who played Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's, see the picture is there, the color picture on the screen. So he is Roshan Seth. Appeared as a narrator, introducing and explaining various parts of the story by dramatizing them using folklore and informative speeches. The serial was admired in all parts of India because of the comprehensive historical perspective of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and its equally comprehensive visual representation. So the truth of India was portrayed through this Bharat Ek Khoj. Now students, I want you to find out the question and answers on your own. But don't worry, tomorrow I will post the answers for you. I'll help you out. I hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you.